All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. We've got a bit of a doubleheader here. Fonseca's up a set and a break against Steph. And we're watching Dasha taking on Rybakina. Steph comes net with a volley winner, 15-all. Yeah, big day today. A lot of matches going on today. We've got Gauff playing later. Zverev is playing later. So yeah, so much going on. Shelton, Fritz, Pegula, Andreeva, Noskova, Osaka. The list goes on. All right, first serve to followed by Steph, second serve. Tubi's awesome. I'm watching a TV show V, the newer version. Okay. Nice. There's a bit of forehand now from Steph. Into the forehand for Fonseca. Steph with the forehand again. The forehand for Fonseca. Steph. Forehand cross court. Fonseca slice. And Tsitsipas forehand again. Up goes a lob by Fonseca. And then Tsitsipas comes to the net. Fonseca pass. Tsitsipas volleys at winner. Beautiful hands at the net from Steph. And it's 30-15. And Tsitsipas serves again. Nice. 40-15. All right, Steph comes to the net. Oh, great passing shot by Fonseca. 40-30. By the way, the winner of this Dasha versus Rybakina match will play the winner of Lee versus Cross, who are playing right now. And the winner of this Fonseca Tsitsipas match will play the winner of Rude versus Cerundolo, who are playing soon. All right, 40-30. Steph hits a backhand wide, and we get to deuce. Uh-oh. Bad news for Tsitsipas now. All right, deuce. Serving to the backhand of Fonseca. But Steph serves a fault. Second serve. As the return goes to forehand of Steph. Forehand from Fonseca. Again, the forehand of Steph. That's Fonseca backhand. Into the backhand of Steph. Again to the backhand of Fonseca. Forehand from Steph now as Fonseca hits it long. And it's advantage Steph. All right, nice work from Steph. He holds 3-2 in the second for Fonseca. All right. Just warm up their last couple of serves, then the ladies will get started. I don't think a country has ever had two best players always injured. Draper and Raducanu are like they are, okay? It sucks that they're always injured. One second, chat. All right. Rybakina is the big favorite. No surprise. No surprise. All right. Set to break. As we get an ace by Fonseca, 15 love. Can Dasha shock the world? Steph's, I think Tsitsipas is around 50 in the world. I think 50-ish. I think. All right, 30 love Fonseca. It's a shame not to broadcast it live. I already told you, Wilson. You can watch this. You can watch it. You can watch it. 40 love. Don't shame me for obeying the law. We're back at a 15 love. I'm following the rules of YouTube and of life, all right? I will not be shamed. If you want to watch it, you got to buy. Get it yourself. Support the tour by watching it. Anyways, Fonseca with a lovely lob, 4-2. As with a lovely forehand winner by Rybakina, 30 love. 30 love. All right, Rybakina serves again. There's a fault second serve. Serve from the backhand of Dasha. Backhand of Rybakina, the backhand of Dasha. Into the front of Rybakina. Rybakina puts it away. 40 love. Love 15. Fonseca. He's trying to get that double break. All right, 40 love Rybakina. And then she serves an ace. All right, 1 love Rybakina. What a volley by Fonseca. I think I got a little bit lucky off the tape on the first shot, but the volley was perfect. Great work from Fonseca. Yeah, he shanked the drop shot. And then made Tsitsipas come to the net. But then put away the lovely volley. All right, 15-30. Chance for that double break. And Steph hits a great serve down the tee. 30-all. Dasha serves a fault, second serve. Is that Danielle Collins watching Fonseca Tsitsipas? All right, 30-all. As Steph serves a fault second serve. Shouldn't she be watching Mute? 30-0. As with a lob from Fonseca goes wide, 40-30. All right, Dash doesn't want a point. Chat, I'm going to rage. Love 30. Chat, I'm going to... why? Love 30. There's a backhand return from Rybakina to the back of Dasha. Dash it's out, love 40. 40-30 Steph. As the return goes into the forehand of Steph, but no. It was called a fault. Second serve. Second serve. And the return winner by Fonseca. Ooh, what a shot. All right, deuce. Dasher gets on the board, 15-40. All right, backhand return the forehand to Dasher. Backing out from Rybakina. Goes long, 30-40. Has Danielle retired? I don't think so. I think she's just had some injuries. As the return goes the backhand to Steph. Backhand from Fonseca into the forehand of Steph. It's Fonseca forehand into the forehand of Steph. Fonseca with the forehand up the line. Steph with the slice. Fonseca comes in the net. Steph with the pass. Too good. Advantage City pass to keep this match alive. All right, 30-40 dash up. She's in trouble already. Great return, Rybakina. And she breaks. Rybakina 2-love. From love 40, it's hard to come back from that. Just gave away too many of the first points. All right, love. What is it? 2-love. Rybakina breaks. All right, Steph trying to keep this match alive. As we had a forehand volley from Steph, too good. All right, 4-3. Fonseca with a set and a break. And City pass keeps things alive. As Dasher forehand to the forehand of Rybakina. Forehand from Dasher. Again to the forehand of Rybakina. Dasher backhand slice. Rybakina comes in. Puts it away. 15-love. Is the Boogie Woman playing in this tournament or not? Who's Boogie Woman? Which one? Because there's a few. Who's Boogie Woman, I should say. All right. 15-love. As Rybakina serves. A let. Oh, Penko. Yeah, she lost yesterday. She had to retire. She was playing, yeah. All right, return from Dasher into the backhand of Rybakina. Backhand of Dasher goes long for 30-love. Vukov is not there. Oh, no. I mean, yes. That means Dasher can win. Let's go. Dasher's got a chance. Let's go. 30-love. By the way, we've got Gauff coming on after this. Eala coming up later. I'm not sure what we watch in between. There's still plenty of matches on the card. I kind of wanted to just leave it open a little bit. And we could try and pick and choose, depending on the... I mean, if this match goes really quick and if Gauff wins easily, we have plenty of options to watch other matches. You know, Zverev might be playing later. We could watch Zverev versus Greek Sport possibly between matches. So yeah, Osaka is playing as well, so we could watch her. I kind of want to watch Noskova. I kind of want to like if as long as it doesn't clash with Eala, but I wouldn't mind watching Noskova. Post Wimbledon Noskova. We haven't seen her since Wimbledon, right? So that'd be kind of interesting. And it kind of pairs in with Eala, right? So watching Noskova, then we watch Eala, winners play each other.
we'll see. If we can try and... It just depends on how the matches on that court go, because Djokovic's match could start at like, 10 p.m. 30 love Fonseca. As he has the break. He has the break already. 40 love. Dasha trying to get back on serve, but we're back in a 40-30. A fault from Rybakina, second serve. All right, 5-3 Fonseca. As Dasha gets the deuce. Rybakina serves. As the return goes wide by Dasha. Advantage Rybakina. 15 love. Steph serving to stay in the match. As Steph serves a fault second serve. Rybakina serves an ace out wide. What a serve. 3 love Rybakina. Crazy serve. No one's getting that back. As Tsitsipas forehand goes to forehand Fonseca. Steph with the forehand again to the forehand Fonseca sliced. Into the forehand Tsitsipas. Steph with a drop shot winner. 30 love. $30 love. Steph serves again. Another great serve down the tee. 40 love. Why are Fonseca and Dasha playing on same center court? Are they different center courts? No, so the ladies are playing in Toronto and the men are playing in Montreal. So they're playing in two different, same tournament, different venues. Because they don't have enough courts to support both. So they can't stay in the one venue because there's just not enough. They just don't have enough facilities. But it's been like that forever. I don't remember. I mean, maybe like Toronto hosted it and then Montreal decided to come along. But for as long as I can remember, they always have had it split. And then what they do is they alternate. So last year, the men played in Toronto, the ladies played in Montreal. This year, they switch. So every year they switch. It's very confusing, but it's been like that as far as I can remember. Maybe back in the day, it was one venue, and the only way they could expand is if they split it over two venues. But yeah, and they're pretty close to each other. Montreal and Toronto, they're not that far apart on a map, so it's not like the time difference is too crazy or anything like that. As we're four now from Rybakina, that's a winner, 15-0. Let's have a look. So when did they? This tournament's been around for 130 years. So yeah. So up until 1970 was when they introduced. Was it 1970? Hang on, let me check. Here we go. Up until 1980, both men and women's tournaments were played at as a single combined tournament in Toronto. In 1981, the men then went to Montreal for the first time. So 1981 was when they decided to Montreal decided to join in, and then ever since then it's been split. So what, over like nearly 50 years now? Jeez. All right, 30-all. As Dasha tries to get a game, and Fonseca's going to serve for the match. As Dasha goes up the line at the backhand of Rybakina, forehand from Dasha. He's in the net, 30-40. Is this the only tournament that's played in separate cities? Yes. At the same time, yeah. I think so. I don't think there's any others. Most of them are either combined or they put them on different times. So like Queen's Club is 2 different weeks, but they're same venue. And then, yeah. As Dasha with a forehand at the back of Rybakina in the net. We get the deuce. All right. Fonseca serving for the match. As a return goes to forehand Fonseca. Steph. Forehand and, it hit the tape. And Fonseca couldn't control it. Love 15. Like the World Cup. Yeah, like the World Cup. Same tournament, different venues. Dasha trying to get a game as the return goes in the forehand of Dasha. Backhand Rybakina. There's Dasha forehand to the forehand of Rybakina. Again, the forehand of Dasha up the line of the backhand of Rybakina. Rybakina hits another winner. Advantage Rybakina. Am I going to cover Eala versus Parks? Yes, I will do that. As Rybakina up the middle from Fonseca to the forehand of Steph. Fonseca forehand to the backhand of Steph. Into the forehand of Fonseca. City by slice. As Fonseca comes in there with a forehand winner. Too good. All right, 15-all. And so Dasha trying to survive, and she does with a good serve. Cam will have a very long and tiring day, really hard working. Yeah, it's today's a big day today. It's a big day today. Deuce. As a return from Rybakina goes to forehand to Dasha. Rybakina backhand in the net. Advantage Dasha. Come on. Let's go. Advantage Dasha. All right, 15-all. As Fonseca tries to get this done. Dasha serves. A let. As Tsitsipas goes up the line of the forehand of Fonseca. Backhand for Steph sliced. As Fonseca forehand cross-court just goes wide. 15-30. And Dasha hits it in the net back to deuce. Just spraying it wide. All right. 15-30. As Tsitsipas comes in there and attacks Fonseca, and Fonseca misses. 15-40. All right. Advantage Dasha. She serves another let. Your sleep schedule must be topsy-turvy in order to cover these matches. Yeah. Are we covering Gauff? Yes. She's playing after Rybakina. All right. Break point for Tsitsipas. First ones of the set. As Fonseca serves the forehand of Steph. Backing up Fonseca. Tsitsipas slice. Fonseca volley in the net. We're back on serve. 5-5. 5-all. Fonseca couldn't serve it out. 5 5. All right, Steph is back. Dasha trying to get on the board. She serves a fault. Second serve. Both matches center court. No, they're two different centers. Yeah, well, yeah, they're both on center court in different venues, different cities. The ladies are playing in Toronto, men are playing in Montreal. Return winner by Rybakina, advantage. Rybakina to get the double break. Really appreciate it, no worries. All right, love 15. Tsitsipas trying to take the lead in the second now. Is it a backhand rally? From Rybakina to the backhand of Dasha. Rybakina backhand. Again to the backhand of Dasha. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Dasha. Forehand goes into the forehand of Rybakina. Dasha goes up the line. Rybakina slices in the net. Dasha hangs on. Deuce. All right, deuce. And as Dasha serves again. Into the back of Rybakina. Dasha forehand goes in. Cross-court winner. Beautiful shot. Advantage Dasha. By the way, Pegula has just started. Against Freck. Bencic is up a break against Stevens. So it's all happening. You said he's up 4-1 in the second. There you go. Is it a forehand from Rybakina to the forehand of Dasha? Backhand to Rybakina. There's Dasha backhand to the forehand of Rybakina. Into the backhand of Dasha. But Rybakina hit it out. Okay, Dasha's on the board. 3-1. Had to fight for that game. 3-1. Rybakina. All right, forehand from Fonseca is a winner. 15-40. All right, Fon's looking to get that break back. 15-40. $15-40. Tsitsipas serves. Whew. A fault. Second serve. Serving to the forehand of Fonseca. Forehand from Steph. Goes wide. Break again. All right. Fonseca's going to try and serve for this match again. All right. 6-5. 6-5. Fonseca. Have I seen the Nastasi movie? No, what's that about? Oh, what's that? Where can I watch that? Where's that located? 15-0. Rybakina. As Rybakina says a fault, second serve. Serving to the forehand of Dasha. Return goes wide. 30-15. $30-15. I was going to serve down the tee for Rybakina. Dasha's return goes on the baseline. Rybakina gets it back with a forehand to the backhand of Dasha. They go backhand to backhand. Now Rybakina forehand cross court. Dasha on the stretch. Hits it long. 40-15. $40-15. As Rybakina serves again. That's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand dasher. Back into Rybakina. Goes long. 40-30. Fonseca serve for the match. 15 love. He already tried to serve for the match and was broken. All right, 15 love. Fonseca serves. Into the back of Steph. Return to the forehand of Fonseca. Drop shot's too good. 30 love. Beautiful drop shot. 30 love. As she serves again, Rybakina 40-30. Dasher returns the back to Rybakina. Rybakina hits a winner, 4-1 Rybakina. Tsitsipas in the net, 40 love, Fonseca. To get the win, get to the third round, knock out Steph. Hasn't been easy. Tsitsipas played well in the first set until the tiebreak and then didn't play well. And he's had chances, Steph, or he had a chance to get the lead here. But he wasn't able to take it as Fonseca serves an ace out wide. Fonseca beats Steph. And he's into the third round. Not bad from Tsitsipas. That was competitive. There was chances for Steph there. Considering how Fonseca's been so dangerous this year. I mean, the last hardcourt match that he played was against Alcaraz, right? I mean, in Miami, right? So for Steph to get to, 7-6, 7-5, that's a respectable scoreline against a very tricky young player. And Steph waves to the crowd, and he is on his way to Cincinnati. Tsitsipas just retired, bro. Did you not listen to what I just said? Did you not hear what I just said? Fonseca, 7.5 performance rating, 7.0 for Steph. Fonseca, after winning the first set, just kind of let loose until he got broken at 5-4. And then Steph kind of fought back slightly, but getting broken straight after was no good. It was actually Fonseca got way better in the second. 31 winners, 23 errors. Whereas in the first set, he was hitting heaps of errors. Tsitsipas, 18 winners, 30 errors, 14 on the forehand side. Unfortunately, his match, as it went on, got worse. Before shot quality wasn't great for either guy. I mean, 8.0 on the forehand from Fonseca was the standout. Both could have played better. It was not the greatest. First set wasn't. It was competitive, but it wasn't high quality. And once Fonseca started to lift his level, you could see the difference. But again, Steph, respectable scoreline. Considering his major change with splitting with his dad, getting new coaches. It's always going to be a bit of a. And he literally won a title a couple weeks ago, so it's more a matter of time for Steph. And tough draw. Being unseeded at some of these events, you're going to play some tough players early. So, I think, is Steph back in the top 50 now, or is he still just on the brink? So 40. Oh, he's in the top 50, 47. So even with one win, he's in the top. He's in the top 50. He did have to qualify as well, which is kind of crazy. So he won a couple matches, top 50 again, slowly climbing back. So Tsitsipas fans, don't be disheartened. This is not a bad loss at all. Fonseca is legit. He's challenged the best of the best this year, and he's beaten the best of the best as well. So he's challenged Sinner. He's played Alcaraz, and he's pushed Zverev. He's beaten Djokovic, right? That's who we're dealing with, right? So for Steph to be able to have a close straight sets is not too disheartening. Yeah, Dill, why you gotta be a hater? Tsitsipas loses and you come in here and just start going off. Just relax. Why don't you support your own favorites, you know? Let Tsitsipas fans leave them alone. Come in here to start bashing Steph for no reason. Like, relax. Dasha trying to get on the board again. Try and keep it within one break, but Rybakina with a lovely backhand winner. I think mentally he isn't there. Cool, so that gives you the right to like come in here and just start kicking him while he's down? Like, what are you talking about? I'm going to come in here and bash Tsitsipas after he loses because I think he's mentally not there. Okay, that seems kind of like bullying. Backhand return goes into the forehand of Dasha. Dasha comes down with a volley. Rybakina pass. Dasha volleys a winner. And it's 4-2 Rybakina. 4-2 Rybakina. It's Pegula down at 0-3. Oh, shit. That's not good. All right, chat, we're going to merge the streams to make it easier on everyone. We do have Coco coming up after this, so stay tuned. But, the guy who hits his own dad, very respectable. What, he hit it? He accidentally did that? And that was like 5 years ago. So because he did that once, you're like, I'm allowed to, I'm more like worried about you. Like coming in here and being like, finally, Tsitsipas lost, so now I can come in here and just talk shit. It's like, bro, why don't you support your favorites? Like, why are you wasting your time coming in and just talking rubbish? Like, how does Tsitsipas hurt your feelings so badly that you have to come in here and, like, what do you, steal your girl? Like, what's up? Why are you so mad? What does Steph do to you? 15-0. As Rybakina serves again. $15-0. As Rybakina serves again. As it a forehand in the net from Rybakina, 15-30. All right, great win for Fonseca. If you want to keep watching the Dasher match, come on over. 15-30, Dasher's about to break back, so you better be back. Tsitsipas puts up a fight, but Fonseca too good. Gets it in straights. He's in the third round. All right, 15-30. Rybakina serves a fault. Second serve. Into the backhand of Dasher. Backhand of Rybakina. To the forehand of Dasher. Dasher hits it wide. 30-all. 30-all. All is Rybakina serves again. Into the backhand of Dasher, but Dasher in the net. 40-30. 40-30. As Dasher makes Rybakina run around and then comes in with a bounce smash Dasher. Nice. All right. We get the deuce. We get the deuce. As Rybakina says a fault second serve. As the return goes out. Oh, sorry, the forehand goes out by Rybakina. Dasha's got a break back point to get back on serve. Pegula's on the board. All right. Why you don't like Carlos, Cam? Shut the hell up. Shut up. I know you're playing. Advantage, Kasatkina. As we get a fault from Rybakina, second serve. That was the weakest rage bait ever. Second serve is an ace. All right. Back to deuce. Fourth ace of the match so far. Serve again. Here's a fault second serve. As we just second serve in the back of Rybakina. Backhand from Dasha. Rybakina back into the net. Advantage Dasha. Here we go. Advantage Dasha to get back on serve. This is what we came to see. All right, advantage Dasha. As the serve goes in, return is good by Dasha, but the forehand's better by Rybakina. All right, deuce. Too strong. We get to deuce. And the return goes in the backhand of Rybakina. Dasha with a forehand pass. Rybakina volleys. Dasha lob. It's too short. And Rybakina puts it away. Advantage Rybakina. Advantage Rybakina for a 5-2 lead. As we get a fault second serve. Ooh, double fault. Back to deuce. Back to deuce. Here's the chance for Dasha. She's got to break back now. Back to deuce. Rybakina serves. A fault second serve. As the return goes long. And it's advantage Rybakina. Advantage Rybakina. As Rybakina serves again. Return goes into the forehand of Rybakina. Rybakina in the net. Back to deuce. So Pegula is down 3-1, but she's about to break back. As Rybakina too strong. And it's advantage Rybakina. All right, Rybakina, great serving. She stays in the lead. 5-2. 5-2. Anyone else bummed out that Carlos pulled out of Cincy? Yeah. Yeah. It sucks. It does suck. Let's switch to JPEG match. Oh, let me switch. Okay, good luck. Have fun. Fonseca beat Steph. Yeah. He beat him in a close straight sets, which is fair. I can sense the sarcasm. Why would there be sarcasm? Oh, you're kidding. Okay. Yeah, Alcaraz fans think I don't like him, but Sinner fans think I don't like him. So, I mean, I don't like anybody. Chad, I don't even like tennis. Pegula broke back, but I don't care. So, whatever. I don't even like sport, Chad. I don't even like sport. I'm into musical theatre and ballet and reading. But I do like reading. Hang on, that was a joke. Yeah, I don't even like sport. I'm just here because I have to be here. So. I'm only here because I signed a contract. I have to be here by contractual obligation. If I had my choice, I wouldn't be here. But unfortunately, I have to be. Yeah, but whatever. 15 love. Dasher. 15 love. As we to serve let from Dasher. As Dasher serves the fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Dasher forehand goes again. The forehand of Rybakina. Rybakina in the net. 30 love. As a return, goes into the forehand of Dasher. Drop shot's good, but Rybakina gets there and puts away the forehand winner. 30-15. Dasher serves a fault, second serve. As Dasher grates. Oh no, it was a double fault. Oh no. No! 30-0! It was a great return, sorry, not a double fault. I looked away for a second. Still, she lost a point, Dasher. This is not good. As a return, goes in the forehand of Dasher, forehand of Rybakina goes wide. Okay. 40-30. All right, first serve default, second serve. As we just serve now, the forehand of Rybakina, forehand from Dasha. Is Rybakina forehand in the net? All right, Dasha holds 5-3. Rybakina is going to serve for the set. Medical timeout for Bencic. Yeah, I saw that. What's up? All right, Rybakina serving for the set. As we just serve into the backhand of Dasha. Dasha in the net. 15. Love. I'm going to serve into the backhand of Dasha. Dasha hits it long. It's 30, love. $45 minutes played in this first set. We've got Coco coming up next. So stay tuned. Big day. And then, like I said, a little bit of an open schedule today. Ace from Rybakina, 40, love. Yeah, a little bit of an open schedule. Not sure what because we got Eala coming on at the end of the day. So we've got plenty of time between Gauff and Eala to watch some stuff, but we'll just wait and see what happens. As we're back in now from Rybakina. That's a winner. Rybakina takes the first set. 6-3. Dasha put up a good fight, though. There was a chance of that being an ugly set, but Dasha holding serve 3 times is huge for Dasha. Her serve gets picked on a lot, especially when you're playing someone like Rybakina. So for Dasha to hold serve 3 times and Rybakina only getting the 1 break, which is enough, that was not bad by Dasha. I'm not mad. She also had chances to break back too. I mean, there was a couple of chances there in the middle of that set to break back. So, yeah, good set from Dasha, all things considered. 20 winners, 17 errors from Rybakina, 5 aces, 3 double faults. 5 winners, 5 errors from Dasha, 3 double faults. Rybakina broke once out of the 6 times, and Dasha broke 0 out of the 2 times. So they both had chances. Rybakina's not serving as well as she should, which is fine by me. I don't care. That's fine. Better for Dasha. But yeah, Rybakina could serve better, which could get scary. But I don't know. That was good. I'm not mad. Dasha just got broken in the first game. That was the only difference. We've watched her play some of these players before, and it's been ugly, Dasha. So that was a competitive fighting set from Dasha. Just got broken in the first game, and that was it. What's Pegula's score? Pegula is down 2-4. The Parks Rangers will be out tonight in force. Yeah, well, that's me. You know me. Oh, it's 2-5 now. Holy shit. Didn't Pegula play Freck last week? Hang on. They played last week, right? And Pegula lost the first, came back to win. We literally watched that. How did I not know this? They played last week. And Pegula lost the first 6-3. And then came back to win and won 6-love in the third, right? I'm not making that up. That happened. How did I not remember that? Yeah, she did. Okay, yeah. We watched it. Yeah, okay. Now I'm thinking, hang on, we've already seen that match. Yeah, literally last week we saw it. All right, Dasha serving first. Yeah, it was a second round of Washington. And she came back from a set down there, Pegula, so yeah. Anyways, love 15. As with a backhand slice, Rybakina. Into the forehand of Dasha. Rybakina, forehand up the line. Dasha slice the net. Love 30. Love 30. Love 30 as we serve from Dasha again. Here's a fault, second serve. Oh, double fault. Love 40. Love 40. Chance for Rybakina to break straight away. As the return goes back into Dasha, forehand from Rybakina. As Dasha forehand again, Rybakina hits it in the net. 15-40. Shelton just started. We'll keep an eye on him as well. All right, Rybakina breaks. Good return. And it's 1-love Rybakina with a break in the second. All right. The angel with yellow hair already won. What? What are you talking about? David Oshikina's not even playing this week. What do you mean? He's not even here. All right. 1-love Rybakina. As Rybakina serves. Into the forehand is a let. As Dasha wins the first point, love 15. Cam, do you know when Arthur Ferry's playing next? I do not know. I'm guessing US Open. Because you got to remember as well that his ranking only counts 6 weeks before a tournament. So maybe he wasn't eligible to play this tournament because of his ranking from 6 weeks back. So I'm going to guess he's probably going to play Cincy. I think the entry list came out after Wimbledon for Cincy. Oh, no, it didn't. It came out during Wimbledon. But he'll play in the US Open. That for sure. Maybe he plays Winston-Salem and then the US Open. Because his ranking should be okay for that. But I haven't heard. Unless he plays qualies of Cincy, which he may have to do. I can't remember. When did the entry list for Cincy come out? I think no, he's playing in Cincy. Okay. He's in the main draw. So he'll be playing in Cincinnati. I think it's just because he didn't get into Canada. Like, he wasn't on the entry list for Canada because of his ranking, but it's 6 weeks for slams, 4 weeks for all others. I thought it was 6 weeks for all others. I think it's 6 weeks for everything. I think it's 6 weeks for everything. Otherwise, it would be very confusing for players. No? Where are you reading that? 15-40. Dasher to get back on serve. 15-40. As the return goes to forehand, Rybakina. Dasher, forehand again. The forehand, Rybakina in the net. Dasher breaks back. Yes, 1-1. Dasher breaks back. Have a look. I'll look at the ATP rulebook because I'll have it. All right, let me have a look. All right. Double fault from Dasher, love 15. All right, love 30 Dasher. All right, 15-30. Oh, okay. So, yeah, you're right. It says here ATP tournaments 28 days prior to the Monday of the tournament starting. Okay, there you go. I didn't know that. I guess because we don't really talk about entry lists for 1000s that much. Usually we're talking about the slams because they're obviously, it's more important for players to be qualified for those. But you're right. There you go. 28 days prior to the tournament starting, a player will have to is the deadline for entry. So that means, so 28 days would have been after Wimbledon. So he wouldn't have been able to qualify he wouldn't have been able to play this tournament without a wild card. But you're right. There you go. Thank you, Fly. All right, 30-0. So yeah, he is playing Cincinnati though. And he might even be seeded. I mean, there's a chance he could be seeded. Even though it's a stacked event, he could be he could sneak into the seeds if a few players pull out ahead of him. Yeah, I thought it was 6 weeks everywhere as well. It's strange that it's not 6 weeks everywhere because that kind of makes it a bit confusing for the players. But yeah. Why is it not 4 weeks for the slams then? Why is it 6 weeks for the slams? Why is it should be 4 weeks everywhere? 6 weeks seems a little bit overkill. Like the ATP, I mean, that makes more sense being 4 weeks than 6 weeks. 6 weeks seems a little bit excessive. Anyways, Dasher with the advantage to go up the lead here. All right, back to deuce. Yeah, so it's on the Grand Slam, in the Grand Slam rulebook, which is done by the ITF, so a different set of rules. It says each Grand Slam tournament shall specify the time and place for the blah blah blah. Whether make the singles draw, direct acceptances, players who are directly into the draw. The ranking is used 42 days prior to the tournament. So there you go, which is 6 weeks, right? And 4 weeks. So yeah, that's interesting. Again, I did not know that. Advantage Kasatkina. So 28 days for everything else and 42 days for slams. We knew the 42-day rule because we talk about that all the time. Every tournament we do. But that's interesting. All right, advantage Dasha to take the lead. And she does serve. A good second serve. Return goes out. By the way, really windy now. Dasha leads 2-1 in the second. Slams cost a lot to put on, so they want to set up matches and with stars. Yeah, maybe it's because slams are harder to. Slams take longer, but yeah, to organize. But I don't know. I feel like they could do the rankings are 4 weeks out. I feel like that's enough. You know, I don't think they need to. It doesn't need to be 6 weeks. 6 weeks seems a little excessive for that. All right. All right. 2-1 Dasher in the second. Let's go. As Rybakina serves again. As we just serve again. Serving the backhand of Dasha, back into Rybakina. Into the backhand of Dasha, Rybakina back in again. To the slice of Dasha, Rybakina. Forehand goes long. Love 15. What time's the Eala's match start? Like 7 hours from now. 7 or 8 hours from now. You could probably get a full night's sleep and still be awake and ready for the match. As we're going to serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. Serving the back in the dash up. Return goes long. 15-all. Who were you talking about? We're talking about Arthur Ferry. Arthur Ferry, why he isn't playing now. You got to remember as well that the entry list, he might not have even been able to play qualies here because the qualifying was only 1 round. Like Tsitsipas, he had to get, he got a wild card, and he got an alternate to the qualies, but the qualifying round was 1 round. So even there, like, he might not have been able to get into the qualies here because of it was pretty packed. And they gave wild cards to a lot of players. They gave wild cards to Nishikori for qualies. A couple of the three of the wild cards in the qualies went to Canadians, obviously. And then it was only one round of qualies, so it made it a pretty exclusive club. I remember 4 weeks ago, Ferry was ranked way, way, way back. As Rybakina holds 2-0. So we got to go back to like pre-Wimbledon rankings for Ferry. Remember, he was ranked 140 in the world pre-Wimbledon. Sorry, 120 in the world. 114 in the world, to be exact. As that goes out by Rybakina, 15 love. He was 114 in the world. As we just serve into the back of Rybakina, forehand from Dasha. Into the forehand of Rybakina. As Dasha forehand to the volley of Rybakina. Great pickup. Dasha pass is better though. 30 love. Nice work by Dasha. Let's go. 30 love. All right, 30 love. As Dasha gets a 40 love. As Dasha serves. Into the front of Rybakina. Rybakina in the net. Dasha holds. 3-2. Chat, today's the day. Today's the day. Pegula breaks in the second, by the way. Today's the day, chat. Today's the day. I feel it. I feel it. It's a long time coming. Today's the day. Great Dennis the Menace shirt. Oh, Chad, why do you bully me? If I gave a shit, I'd cry, but I don't, so. You don't even have a profile picture, Jim, if that's your real name. Jim? That sounds like a fake name. You made that name up. That's not your real name. Jim? Jim. Nah, that's a fake name. You don't even have a profile picture. How can I make fun of your shirt if I can't see you? Huh? I won't be bullied by an anonymous person who can't show their face. You wouldn't say that to my face because I'd be like, you're ugly. Comeback for JPEG is happening now. Yep, she's fighting back. I'll never forget the time I went to the drive-thru at McDonald's wearing this. And as I was getting my order, the guy pointed at me and said, haha, Freddy Krueger. I was stunned. I was like, just give me my fries, mate. Like, what are you doing? I just came here for a meal. I didn't come here to be abused. He's like, Freddy Krueger shirt. I'm like, fuck? What are you talking about? Just give me my burger. All right, 3-2. Dasha leads the second as she hits a return wide, 15 love. That's all right, Jim. I believe you. All right, 15 love. As with a serve in the back of the dasher, return goes backhand of Rybakina. Rybakina hits it out. 15-all. 15-all. Did you eat a Happy Meal? Why'd you say it like that? $15-all. Oh, double fault. 15-30. Big chance for Dasher now. 15-30. Let's go. Let's go. 15-30. As with a fault, second serve. Double fault. 15-40. Dasher a chance to get the break here in the second. $15-40. Chandler told you I had a feeling. I had a feeling. 15-40. That's all right, Jim. Then we can be friends. Serve. Into the back of the dasher. Return goes long. 30-41 saved. 30-40. Serve into the backhand of Dasher. Return goes forward to Rybakina. Dasher. Backhand to the backhand of Rybakina. And Rybakina on the net. Dasher's got the break. $4-2 Dasher. Woo. Let's go. 4-2. I knew we should have watched Dasher. Great plan. Great thinking, me. I knew it wouldn't be pain. Oh, good return from Rybakina. Love 15. No matter what happens now, it's been a good match for Dasher. It's been a close match. It's been a competitive one. Dasher's done well. 7 to the back of Rybakina. Return. Too good. Too good. Love 30. Love 30. Serving to the forehand of Rybakina. Return goes back into Dasher. Rybakina into the forehand of Dasher. Dasher missed it wide. Love 40. God, this is like when the Netherlands and Australia played the World Cup in 2014, and we led for about 2 minutes. We're up 2-1 for about 2 minutes. I feel the same. No, I love 40. First serve to fold, second serve. Serving to the forehand of Rybakina. Rybakina hits it out. 15-40. One saved. Serving to the back of Rybakina. Return is good. Slice from Dasher. Goes long. We're back on serve. 4-3 Dasher. 4-3. Rybakina break straight back. It's all right. She's still leading. Everything's fine. She's still leading. Pegula's marrying the last match versus Freck. Looking to break Freck in the second. Yeah. Well, she's up 3-1 with a break in the second now. All right. No, what? Alcaraz didn't add? That's annoying. I thought he was going to announce something. He's looking at the camera and then he starts drinking some drink. Yeah. Well, I hope he got paid. What is Rybakina's name? Elena Rybakina. All right. 4-3. Dash up. 4-3 dasher. Four three. She serves now. We're back into the corner. Dasher. Dasher in the net. No, it's a let. It's a let. As the serve goes back into Dasher. 4-0 from Rybakina. Is a winner. 15 love. Rybakina, the tallest player in the top 10. Yes. Yes. Great serve out wide. 30 love. 30 love. As with a fault second serve. All right, 30-15. All right, 30-15. As we just slice return to the forehand of Rybakina. Rybakina in the net. 30 all. All right, 30 all. $30 is Rybakina with a great serve. 40-30. $40-30. As we get a fault from Rybakina second serve. Serve in the back of Rybakina. Return. Sorry, from Dasher. Dasher goes long, and we get to 4-all. All right, back to Dasher. Dasher was up 4-2 with the break. Rybakina broke back. And here we are. 4 games all. As Dasher serves a fault second serve. It's getting real windy out there as well. Serve into the forehand of Rybakina. Return goes in the forehand of Dasha. Rybakina forehand again to the slice of Dasha. Rybakina wins a point though. Dasha hits it long. All right, 15. I love 15. Love 15. As with a forehand now from Rybakina. Dasha with a slice on the stretch. Rybakina forehand up the line. Dasha backhand lob. Rybakina comes in with a drive volley winner. Love 30. Love 30. As a return goes into the forehand of Dasha. Rybakina puts up a lob. It goes in, but Dasha puts it away. Jesus. That could have been ugly. 15-30. Shelton's up a break 5-3 against Brooksby. Let's go. He's in my team. All right. 15-30. That's a bit of fault second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand, back and hits it wide. 30-all. Whew. Good second serve. Mm, 30-all. As she serves again, dash up. Another fault second serve. As Dasha serves again. Into the backhand of her backhand. Return goes wide. Good second serves by Dasha. 40-30. To get back in front. 40-30. First serve is a fault, second serve. Serving to the forehand of Rybakina. Dasha backhand to the backhand of Rybakina. Dasha with the forehand on the stretch. Rybakina backhand. Into the backhand of Dasha. Rybakina comes in with a volley. Dasha pass. Rybakina volleys it away though. Man, Dasha had a chance. She knows it too. She could have done better with that passing shot. Back to deuce. Feast is leading. Oh, is he playing too? So many people are playing. All right. Dasha backhand cross-court winner. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. Advantage Dasha. And Bencic is up a set and a break. Pegula is up a break in the second, but she's down a set. All right, Dasha serves. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Dasha backhand to the forehand of Rybakina. To that Dasha forehand is Rybakina. Misses the forehand up the line. Dasha leads 5-4 in the second. And Rybakina's going to serve to stay in it. Let's go. Woo. By the way, Coco's playing after this. We will watch Gauff after this. And then, yeah. Then I don't know. It's kind of a bit of an open open schedule. So we got Zverev possibly on the card. I mean, maybe watch Zverev. Maybe we could watch Osaka or somebody else. Eala's playing like in 6 hours, 7 hours, 7 hours. 7 hours she's playing. She's playing very later into the night. Jovic, okay. Jovic is playing. Eala's playing at 7 p.m., 8 p.m.? No, it'd be like 9:30. I don't think she's playing at 8 p.m. Fernandez is playing before that, and Fernandez is probably going to play a 2-hour match, so it's not going to be later than that. What time does Coco play? Coco plays straight after this match. All right, Dasha leads 5-4. Rude won the first set 6-1. Is this tournament bigger than the Washington? Yeah. Much bigger. 15 love. As Rybakina serves again. A fault, second serve. Double fault, man. Rybakina's missing a lot of serves. 15-0. Rybakina is hitting. Look, even though I love Dasha winning, Rybakina is so far off her best. She's making a lot of errors. She serves an ace. Fine. It's fine. It's whatever. Fine. 191 down the tee. All right, whatever. 30-15. Another good serve. 40-15. Another ace. 186 down the tee. All right. All right. 40-15. We got a fault. Second serve. Second serve. And back in a dash of forehand from Rybakina. Goes long. 40-30. 40-30. Cruz wins a second at an M25. Oh, he's playing an M25. Interesting. I love that. I love that he's gone back to the grind. It's good. Rybakina says the fault, second serve. Yeah, Cincinnati's a 1,000 event as well. Yep. They're both 1,000 events. Dasha returns back into Rybakina. Rybakina misses it wide. We get the deuce. Come on now. All right. Deuce. Serving the back of Dasha. Dasha hits just wide. Advantage Rybakina. Shelton takes the first. Good. All right, advantage Rybakina. There's a default. Second serve. Serve is a double fault. All right, back to deuce. By the way, Vukov is not there. Vukov is not there. I repeat, Vukov is not there. As we serve it to the backhand of Dasha. Forehand from Rybakina goes long. Advantage Dasha. Advantage Dasha. To take the second. Rybakina serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve in the back of Dash. Return up the line. Rybakina forehand cross-court winner. Too good. Deuce. All right, deuce. All right, Rybakina serves again. A fault. Second serve. As Dasha slices the return. Rybakina forehand up the line as Dasha puts up a lob. But it goes long, and it's advantage Rybakina. Advantage Rybakina to level the second. She serves a fault. Second serve. As a backhand return. Goes into the forehand of Rybakina. Forehand from Dasha again. The forehand of Rybakina. Dasha hits it long. Rybakina holds 5-all in the second. All right. Rybakina holds after saving a set point. All right, Dasha serves a fault. Second serve. As the return goes in the net from Rybakina. As a forehand from Dasha into the back of Rybakina. Dasha back on the stretch. As Rybakina with a forehand inside out winner. 15-0. $15-all. As we serve into the backhand of Rybakina. Dasha backhand into the backhand of Rybakina, who hits it in the net again. 30-15. $30-15. All right, 30-15 dash up. As Dasha serves a fault. Pegul's up 5-2 in the second. Okay. Serve out wide. The backhand of Rybakina. Return goes long. 40-15. Dasha for a 6-5 lead. Has Dasha got a new coach? I think she's got a new coach. He doesn't look familiar. 40-15. Serving the backhand of Rybakina. Forehand from Dasha. To the backhand of Rybakina. Dasha backhand. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Dasha on the stretch. There's Rybakina backhand in the net. Dasha 6-5. Let's go. I think she might have a new coach because he does not look. He doesn't look familiar. I haven't heard anything, but unless she's got another coach, like two coaches. Or he just has a mustache and he looks different. Okay, now maybe it's him. He just has a different facial hair. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, it might be. But it's still the same coach. Same coach. Dasha 6-5. Rybakina going to serve to try and get to a tiebreak in the second. This is very good by Dasha. 1 second, chat. Whew. All right. Rybakina serving for a tiebreak. She serves an ace. 15-love. Serve again. Is a fault. Second serve. Serve in the backhand of Dasha. Rybakina forehand goes long. 15-0. Tell you, we haven't watched Rybakina that much. I thought you meant that Rybakina has a new coach. Oh, no, I'm talking about Kasatkina. I don't think she does. All right, 15-0. As we backhand return from Dasha goes wide. And it's 30-15. Need one of those onesie sleeping bags. Now, it's just my legs are freezing. Like my feet and my legs are cold. As we have an ace out wide. 40-15. To take us to a breakup. 40-15. Feast won the first set. As we get a fault, second serve. As Dasha returns the forehand of Rybakina in the net. 40-30. 40-30. There's a bit of fault second serve. Serving the back into Dasha is a let. As the backhand return goes back into Rybakina. Rybakina in the net, though. We get to deuce. Remember, Dash already had a set point in the last game. All right, deuce. As Rybakina serves again. A fault. Second serve. Is a double fault. And Dasha has got set point again. To take us to a third. And it's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Double fault again. We're going three. Dasha takes the second. It was a gift, but we'll take it. We're going three. 7-5 Dasha in the second. Rybakina just completely stuffed that up. That was back-to-back double faults. And we're going three. Woo! We'll take it. We'll take it. All right, ugly set by Rybakina. 18 winners, 23 errors, 7 double faults. Rybakina 2 winners, 7 errors. There was 5 breaks of serve in that set. Dasha was up 4-2. She got broken. And then Dasha was up 6-5 breaks to take the set. We're going 3. Rybakina's first serve is completely off. She's making all these errors. Rybakina right now is just not in good form. Her and Svitolina, they are just not in good form right now. Like, they're just both struggling. Like, if I have to look at the top 10 right now, those are the two that stand out as the ones that have been really good, but lately have not been good. You know, Sabalenka, Bagula, Gauff, Andreeva, right? In the last couple of matches or a couple of months have been okay. But Svitolina, since Rome, hasn't been great. Rybakina hasn't been great. Probably since Stuttgart on the clay. And yeah, great time to play them. This is the time to play them. All right, Dasha is going 3. Is it the same coach? Can't tell. I think it's a different coach. I think it's a different coach. Can't see his face. He's hiding under a hat. And they're showing a side profile, so I can't tell. I don't think it's the same guy. I think it's a different coach. I think it's a new coach. I think it's a new coach. I just gave you the stats. I think it's a new. I think she's got a new coach. That's not the same guy. We're just waiting for Rybakina to come back from the bathroom so we can get this final set started. Coco starts next. Is it on the website? Let me check if the WTA have updated their website. No, we're just waiting. Rybakina's gone to the bathroom. Yeah, the website doesn't have it either. Because I think this is the same. Like, I don't think the guy that her former coach. I don't think was from the same academy as Rublev's coach. I don't think he was at that academy. Flavio Coppola was her former coach or her coach, but he doesn't look like the same guy. But also, I don't recall him wearing that academy shirt. Where he's wearing the shirt it's the same academy that Rublev's coach founded, the Four Slam Tennis Academy. So I think it's a different person. Antonio. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think she has a new coach, but I didn't see any announcements or anything. Maybe I missed that. Maybe she did announce it and I missed it. Anyway, it's 15 love. Well, so far it's working. Maybe trial period? True. Yeah, maybe she's trying a new coach. That's true. But it makes sense that, like, she would be sourcing a coach from the same... I mean, her and Rublev are friends, right? So for her to go for a coach that is at the same academy as his coach that his coach founded, it's not too far away to think that would make sense, that there would be a connection there. 30 love. But I haven't heard anything from about Dasha, so, like, we're getting a new coach. All right, 400 rally, 30 love, Dasha. Rybakina hits it out, 40 love. 40 love. And then an ace out wide by Dasha. All right, 1 love. 1 love, Dasha in the second. 1-0 Dasha in the second. Let's go. All right. Bye, chat. We're at 300 likes. Come on, we can get to 400 likes. Let's go. Let's go. All right, back to Rybakina. Dasha with a break. As we're backing into the net, love 15. That's why I believe the rankings do not matter if you're playing your best tennis. But the rankings are like a show of consistency, right? It rewards consistency over the period of a year. It doesn't show the true ranking of like the last month, but it does. The rankings rewards. Somebody could play well at the end of last year, like Rybakina did, and then not be playing well now, and it doesn't reflect now. The rankings reward a year's worth of consistency. It'd be interesting if they did like rankings per month. That would be interesting. Like if they did a separate ranking of like, here are the best players of the month, and they did like the points won in the month. That would actually be smart, because then we could break it down to go, okay, well, who's won the most points over the last 2 months? Like who's the number one in the world based on Wimbledon, French Open points? Like that would be interesting, because I'm sure it would be a totally different list to what the top 10 look like. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. As the return goes into the backhand of Rybakina, forehand from Dasha. At love 30 here as we're backhand from Dasha to the forehand of Rybakina. Rybakina puts that away, 15-30. $15-30. Serve again. The backhand of Dasha, return goes wide, 30-all. All right, 30-all. As Rybakina serves again. Into the backhand of Dasha, return the forehand of Rybakina. Dasha up the line as Rybakina backhand cross court. Dasha gets back. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Slice from Dasha again. Into the backhand of Rybakina as Dasha backhand goes long, 40-30. There is this interesting, I don't know if you're familiar with ELO rankings or ratings. There's a website called Tennis Abstract that do a great job at showing the ELO ratings, which is a different way of, it's not based on points, it's based on who you win against, not based on ranking points. The higher ranked players you beat, the better your rating goes. If you lose to a low ranked player, your rating goes down. It's very much like chess. Rybakina to win a 1-1, but they do a year to date ELO rating, which is really interesting because the ELO rating for year to date, Kostyuk is 1, Noskov is 2, Mukov is 3. Sabalenka, Pegula, Eala are 4, 5, 6. Then you've got Andreeva at 7, Gauff at 8, Svitolina at 9, and Osaka at 10. Rybakina is 11th. So that's based on year to date. So that I don't know how the concept works. Maybe it's like everybody starts on like 2,000 points, and then like win or whatever, and win or lose, you go up and down. But based on the year to date ELO ratings, Kostyuk is currently the best player on the planet, followed by Noskova and then Mukova. And it's hard to argue that Kostyuk is not one of the best players in the world right now, because she's made 2 semis of Slam. She's won on 1,000. She's beaten some really good players to do that. She hasn't really had a bad loss. Whereas Noskova, she just won Wimbledon, and she won Bad on Berg. Mukova's been in a bit of form as well with Wimbledon. So, like, to say those 3 players are the best players in the world currently, like the most in form, pretty accurate. But you've got Eala at 6, which is very interesting. But you can't argue that she's not, because look at who's beating, right? She's beating best players in the world, and she's winning, so that's fun. And then, Rybakina's at 11, Swiatek's at 16. So again, it just kind of shows who's playing well and who's not. And that reflects it, which is kind of interesting. Rather than it being like, well, that Sabalenka's 1 and Rybakina's 2, and you're like, yeah, but they're not playing the best right now. there's players that are playing better, right? Noskova being one of them. As we get a return winner by Rybakina, love 40. Cruz won by retirement? God, he's just outlasting everybody. Love that. All right. Break points for Rybakina. As she hits a return, but it's long. 15-40. All right, 15-40. As with a backhand into the forehand of Rybakina. Forehand from Dash to the forehand of Rybakina. As Rybakina backhand, cross court, goes long, 30-40. 30-40. The other is playing in 6.5 hours, 7 hours, 6 hours? Probably 6 hours from now. I would guess about 6 hours. Hodar is number 5 on the men's side. Is he? All right, Rybakina breaks. Oh, you're right. So it goes on the men's side. It goes Sinner, Zverev, Alcaraz, Fritz, Hodar, Fees, Djokovic, Eliassime, Korda. Now there's an asterisk on Korda because he beat Alcaraz and then he hasn't played since. So Korda's a tough one because he's had some good wins, but he hasn't played. So that's a little bit of and he's not playing for the rest of the year. And then you got Ruud Tiafo. Djokovic is nowhere to... Oh, no, sorry. Djokovic is 7. Demonor is number 19. Shelton at 18, which is kind of weird. Medvedev at 16. So those guys, despite... I mean, Demonor had a tough run after winning Rotterdam. Shelton, I mean, he had a bad loss at Wimbledon, so maybe that's why that's happened. Caboli at 14. So yeah, it is interesting. I do like the alternative ways of showing the rankings because, yeah, okay, you could win a Grand Slam, but you could also not play a top 20 player. So you could win a Grand Slam beating players outside the top 30, right, and avoiding the number 1 and 2 in the world. Or the number 10 in the world, right? Or you could win a title that's a 500 like Eala did by beating a bunch of top 10 players. But you don't get the same amount. You know, if you win a Grand Slam, it doesn't matter who you beat. It just matters that you won the slam. Like Noskova winning, I mean, she did beat some good names, but like Eala had a really good week, but it was only a 500. But that's why these ratings kind of show like, they reward players who's beating the best players. It's not just about winning. You know, every win isn't the same, right? You can win a second round against Rybakina, right? Or you could win a final against a qualifier. Yes, the final gets you a trophy, but the win over Rybakina is only worth like 5 points, which is crazy because it's one of the best wins of Rybakina. It will be one of the best wins of Kasatkina's season. But it's only worth a second round, you know? So, yeah, beating top players you don't really get rewarded in the way the current rankings are set. So it's fun to watch, see a different, an alternative rating system where it rewards who you beat and not just how many matches you win. More matches you win, the higher you score. But yeah, I like that. I like that and then it punishes you for losing to players you shouldn't lose to. That's fun too. If you lose to a qualifier when you're in the top 10 and they're 100 in the world, you get penalized for that. And that qualifier gets rewarded, right? So I like that. I think it's a much more accurate way of showing, you know, who is actually playing well. Because you could lose matches to top 10 players consistently, right? But if you're beating everybody else, like Eala kind of is, right? She's not losing to top 10 players consistently, but you know what I mean? Like, she's losing to players better than her. I mean, she's doing all right. Whereas, you know, players that are like Rybakina, who are losing to players lower ranked than her, and I'm not saying like, you know, number 5 in the world, she's losing to players outside the top 20. That's going to hurt Like, we don't see that in the rankings. It doesn't reflect it because she's still number 2. It doesn't reflect that. Whereas these ratings do. That's why I really like them. You know? It's like it's an alternative way of doing the ratings, and I like rankings, and it helps a lot with explaining, or like, you know, quickly explaining who's playing well and who's not playing well. You know, I don't think they should replace the rankings with that system, but it's fun to have that system as well. All right, 40-30. As the return goes to forehand to Rybakina in the net. We get to deuce. That's why Eala is ahead 1 spot for Andreeva in the Eala ratings. Yeah. Well, Rybakina, Eala's beaten Svitolina twice, Rybakina, Swiatek, Pegula, even Osaka, right? That's a massive win. But then she's only lost to Paolini and Noskova, right? So recent, and Mertens, right? But that's not bad enough that it's going to like completely damage your rating, right? Because those 3 players are high ranked. You know, they're not low rated. But now if Eala does lose to if she loses to Noskova, she won't go down because Noskova is number 2. So, yeah. Anyways, Rybakina in there, back to deuce. So Eala would have to lose to Parks today for her rating to be affected. But yeah, I really do. And again, if you want to check these out, go on Tennis Abstract is the website. Really, really good. Again, I really enjoy the way that they do it because it's not perfect, right? It's not perfect, but it's a very good indication of how to see how players are actually playing right now. Like you would say that Rybakina is the 11th best player right now, the way she's been playing. She's not playing like number 2. She's probably the 11th best player. Makes sense. Swiatek is the 16th best player. Yeah, okay. Based on recent results, you could, that she's not the top. She's not the best player right now. Sabalenka's not the best player right now. She's number 4. Kostyuk and Noskova are very close to being number 1. And you would say, well, yeah, based on recent matches and form, for sure. That makes a lot of sense. There's been a 4-1 winner by Rybakina, and she levels. Sorry, she leads 3-1. And the thing is, Kostyuk's only lost to Andreeva and Noskova. And she's won Madrid. So she's the best player right now. She's in the best form right now. Noskova, she lost to Ruse and Baden-Berg, which probably damages her spot. She would have been number 1 if that didn't happen. But she won Berlin. She won Wimbledon. She lost first round of the French to Sakari, which wasn't great. But again, last couple of tournaments, you know. Mukova, right? She won Baden-Berg. She won, made the Wimbledon final. Again, hard to argue that she's not the 3rd best, most informed player right now. And then Sabalenka at number 4. As Dasha has to hold here to keep things going. 4-4 rally. As Rybakina 4 goes again, the forehand of Dasha up the line to the back of Rybakina. Dasha with a drop shot. Rybakina can get there with a slice, but hits in the net. You don't think that Alex's crowd making all that noise is affecting the other player's game? Yeah, it would, yeah. I think it does, yeah. Certain players, not all players, but some players, yeah, for sure. It definitely, it's funny because the way that you could tell Pegula wasn't having as much fun playing on the Monday with the crowd being so loud every time she'd make an error. You could tell that Pegula wasn't super happy about it, but she also realizes, like, they're not cheering her loss. They're cheering Eala winning, right? But she did say in the after the match, she was saying like how they're very supportive and they're very loud and they bring a good atmosphere, even if it's not for her. But you could tell during the match that she was kind of just like, I mean, if you're making errors and then the crowd's cheering that your opponent every time, you're going to feel like, yeah, they're cheering they're reminding you that you're losing. Like, like if the crowd erupts because you hit a forehand in the net, it's just it's a very big reminder of, oh, I made an error. Like that is, you know what I mean? So it's super frustrating for everybody, as that goes wide by dash of 40-15. But also you gotta, if you're playing Eala, and I think everybody knows this now, maybe not 12 months ago, people didn't understand that this is the thing, but you've got to expect that. And you've got to not let it get to you. As hard as it is not to react to people celebrating your mistakes, the second you let it affect you is the second that is when things will really go wrong. Which is why Pegula on the Sunday was so good. She was not letting it affect her at all. But then she come back, she wasn't playing very well, and the crowd were letting her know by cheering. As Rybakina 4 up the line, is a winner. We get to deuce. But yeah, but we all know that they're cheering for Eala. They're not cheering against the opponent. And they're just excited whenever she wins a point. Every point she wins, it's like every goal scored in a basketball match, or every point scored in a basketball match, right? Or game. They're going to cheer everything that happens, right? It doesn't matter if it's an error or a winner. Eala wins a point, they celebrate. Because they don't boo and cheer when when a player, the opposition does something wrong. Or when they win a point, they don't boo, the opposition winning a point, right? As the return goes out by Rybakina, Dasher holds. It's 3-2. 3-2. Final set, Rybakina. Oh, a rude one in straight sets. They cheer double faults. Again, I think people get it twisted that they're not cheering the double fault. They're cheering the 0.1 for Eala. Again, like that's the difference that, and we're not used to that as long-time tennis fans. We're not used to, like, in our world, we're like, oh, when somebody double faults, everyone should stay quiet. Like that's the overall, like, that's what everyone thinks, right? And then whenever, like, we've seen other countries, Davis Cup, for example, where you play in a certain country, if you hit a double fault, the crowd go wild. And if you serve even one fault, I mean, look at France, right? Sometimes when you're playing a Frenchman in France, they're going to celebrate you making every error, but they're celebrating you making an error. It's a difference. Eala's fans are not like excited for the double fault. Like you can hear the difference too. Like if you go watch the French Open and they're a Frenchman playing someone, you're playing a Frenchman, you can hear the difference between like the aggressiveness of the cheering. Like the French crowds at Roland Garros aggressively shouting and screaming when you hit a double fault. Different to what Eala's fans do. Eala's fans are not aggressively cheering and almost laughing at the double fault. They're just excited because she won a point. And they're filled, it's more excitement than it is like, mocking or jeering, right? Speaking of double faults, Rybakina's at 12. Crazy. Love 15. First serve's a fault. Yeah, they're not malicious. Exactly. They're not malicious. As the backhand return goes back into Rybakina, backhand from Dasha. In the net, 15-0. Yeah, they're not malicious. That's the difference. There's definitely a different tone to it. Ah, 15-0. And look, does it change anything? Like, does it mean that, like, they should cheer when that... Again, but also they're all, like, a lot of them are coming in for the first time for tennis. So there's, like, this there is a different... It's different. Tennis is a different sport that has, the crowd etiquette, whatever that means. But yeah, like, you got to remember that there's a lot of new fans that don't know that, oh yeah, we don't do that here. We don't really do that here. As Dash hits it out 40-15. But again, what are you going to do? You're going to, like, send them to crowd etiquette school or they're not allowed to watch? Like, that seems silly. It's on the players that play her that need to realize that. That's the thing. Because the crowd's not going to change. You've got to get used to it. And you've got to move, and this is going for fans as well. You got to realize that that's going to happen every time she plays. So like it, love it or hate it, you got to get over it because they're not going to change. And even though they were cheering all the errors they're cheering during the errors that Pegula was making, they still love Pegula. Like, there was no hate for Pegula. There was no anger towards Pegula. Respect there. There was respect. It was just that they were cheering Eala winning every single point. As with a double fault, and we get the deuce. Here we go. Come on now. I'm not cheering the double fault. I'm just cheering the deuce point. All right. Dasher to get back on serve. Here we go. Rybakina is not playing well today. This is probably the worst match we've seen her play in a while. We haven't watched her for a while. We seem to keep missing her losing, so I'm kind of glad we got to watch her because if she does lose, then well, at least we didn't miss this one. We did watch her at the French. We didn't watch her at Wimbledon, losing both matches because I didn't think she would lose that early, especially at Wimbledon. Advantage Rybakina. As the return goes in the forehand of Dasha, backhand up the line of the forehand of Rybakina. Dasha now with the forehand of the stretch. Goes long, Rybakina up. 4-2. 1 second chat. All right. 4-2. It's fun to have more fans than nothing. Well, yeah, that's it too. I mean, what's the alternative? What, everyone's quiet and nobody cheers and it's dead silent and awkward? I mean, at least there's an atmosphere. 15-0. Tonight will be really fun, though. Because we know that Parks had to deal with that in Australia. And and she was maybe a little bit shocked that the Australian Open would have that many Eala fans, but having gone through that, I think Parks can now. It'd be fun to see her reactions tonight because she does serve double faults, and there will be a lot of noise when she does. But also, that's going to fire Parks up as well, which is fun. As we just serve out wide from Dasher as an ace. Nice little kick serve out wide, 40-15. 40-15. We've got Coco coming up after this. And then, like I said, we've got a bit of an open schedule that we can figure out whether or not we watch who we watch after that before Eala comes on later tonight. All right, nice return winner. 40-30. As the return goes back into Dasha. Dasha hits a wide. 30-all. All right, deuce. As Dasha comes in and puts it away, advantage Dasha. As Dasha backhand goes long. And we get back to deuce. All right, deuce again. As we get a fault, second serve. As we serve in the backhand of Rybakina in the net. Advantage dash up. Dasher to keep things close. And we're serving the backhand of Rybakina from dash up. That's a winner. All right, Dasher hangs on. Rybakina's got the break though. Final set. Did Feast lose the first set? Oh, he lost the second set. He's going 3. Jovic just started as well. Pegula is into a third. Oh, Pegula's up 5-2 in the third. Okay. So she's dominating now. Noskova plays later. So Noskova's playing third on... Sorry, fifth match on court 2, which... So you got Pegula, then you got Andreeva, then Osaka, then Noskova. So we might be able to watch Noskova, but I think she'll be clashing with Eala, so I don't want to do a doubleheader there. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, it depends on what happens with some of these matches. On the men's side, there's not much going on tonight. FAA's played a quali. Well, face it, Tien's fun. We could track that, but Zverev plays Grigspor after Shelton. And then we got Gauff after this, though. Print the rules and regulations on a pamphlet when they come in. Let's not be crowd police. Come on. It's not that bad. The thing is, over time, it's either more people are going to feel the freedom to cheer their player when they win a point, even if it's a double fault, or over time, the crowds are gonna understand the etiquette or whatever. I don't think making pamphlets, it's not a problem. Like, it's not like there's worse things in the world. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You know? As Rybakina's out, love 30. Like I don't think it's that deep that we need to like. You need to educate the Filipino crowds by giving them a set of rules to. Like, I feel like that's just they're not doing anything bad. It's not malicious. It's not bad. As with a 4-4 rally, up the line of the back of Rybakina, dasher. Backhand goes in the corner of Rybakina, and Rybakina's a winner, 15-30. It would be different if they were like hurting people and like starting riots and fights in the stands and like throwing things on the court. Like if they were like if it was really like dangerous, yeah, okay. But they're not. Like they're just cheering their favorite player. Like they're not doing anything bad. So we don't need to like police them. 15-30. First world problem. Yeah, it's come on. It's not that big of a deal. All right, dasher return winner. Hey, 15-40. And plus, that's why the umpire's there, right? The umpire's there to police the crowd. So the umpire's job is to make sure everyone's on their best behavior. So if the umpire's not getting involved, then the crowds can't be that. Yeah, they're not that, rowdy. Second serve into the back of the dasher. Return goes long, 30-40. I was in Indian Wells and it was bad, yelling her name while the other player is getting ready to serve. Yeah, well, that's a different thing. That's different. That's not everybody, though. As the backhand return from dasher goes short into the backhand of Rybakina. Rybakina to win a deuce. The people that do that should be reprimanded, either warned or kicked out, because that's not on. Those people that are doing that, like distracting players while serving, and like that's not on. Those people need to learn. But cheering your favorite player, no matter what, I don't mind that. We don't need to teach people how to support their player. As we get a backhand return, goes out by dasher. All right, 5-3, Rybakina in the final set. So dasher is Kasatkina. Now I know. I heard dasher before. Yeah, she's my favorite. Dasher's going to serve to stay in the match. It's a sport. You should be able to cheer. Yeah, exactly. If we start policing the crowd noise, then it's not fun anymore. And then people aren't going to show up. Like you don't go to sport to let loose, respectfully, right, and within the rules. But like you go to watch sport for fun. You're having fun. It's entertainment. 15-0. As we get a fault second serve. I mean, look, if we're talking about other things, right? It's like going to a rock concert or the ballet, right? Or a musical, right? Or probably ballet's probably better. Or like a symphony. Like you're not going to act the same way at a rock concert in a mosh pit as you are going to in a theater watching a musical or watching like a symphony, right? But you act a different way as the crowd. So probably not as polarizing as that. So there is definitely some education in how to act at a tennis match compared to a football match or a basketball match or whatever. But it's also not really hurting anybody. It's just it's just making people annoyed. It's annoying people, but it's not like, again, it's not in bad faith, right? It's Yeah, the distracting is bad. I agree. That should be stopped. But the cheering of errors, the cheering of double faults, I don't have a problem with that. It's on the player it's on the opposition to have to deal with that and figure it out mentally. And I like that. That's interesting to me. It's like, oh, you're in a hostile environment. Just as if you were playing Davis Cup in Brazil. Like, you'd be in a hostile environment. We don't talk about how, like, that, how, you play Argentina in Davis Cup and you're in Buenos Aires. We don't talk about how those crowds get too loud. We just go, oh, well, that's because they're playing at home. Okay. Well, everywhere Eala plays is home because they all show up every time. So we should, treat it the same and go, well, that's just the way it is. You play Eala, you play in the crowd. That's just the way it is. Doesn't matter where you are. Can we focus on the match? We will now. I don't know how we got onto this subject. Who distracted me? 5-4. Casper wins. Ben wins. Nice. All right, here we go. We've got Coco straight after this. And then we will go from there. All right, can Dasha break back and keep this match alive? That is the question. That is the question. All right, Rybakina serving. All right, Rybakina serves. Into the forehand of Dasha. Dasha hits it long. 15 love. $15 love. By the way, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to like the video as well if you haven't already. We're almost at 500 likes. Come on now. 500 for Dasha. Let's go. We don't watch Dasha much because I'm too scared. But she's put on a good performance today. As we get a double fault, we're backing up. 15-0. All right, 15-0. Serving to the back end of Dasha. Dasha from the net. 30-15. A bit of fault, second serve. As we get another double fault, 30-all. Jeez, Rybakina serving today is for the best. She is the best server in the world. Well, maybe now Noskova is, but she has hit more double faults today than I think I've ever seen her in a single match. I don't think I've ever seen Rybakina hit this many double faults in a single match. All right, 30-all. As we get another fault, second serve. Second serve. Another double fault. 3 double faults in the game. 30-40. Dash up to get back on serve. As Rybakina serves. Into the back of Dasha. Forehand Rybakina. To the front of Dasha on the stretch. Rybakina. Forehand cross-court winner. That was an angry forehand. All right, back to deuce. Another game. Another deuce. Yeah, she hit that with some anger, that forehand. As we just served in the tier, fault second serve. Kasatkina can't take advantage of anything. Well, how was she supposed to take advantage of anything when that ball was hit with such power? She had no chance. Nobody would have got that back. Leave Dasha alone. As a return from Dasha goes to the backhand of Rybakina. Dasha. Forehand up the middle. Into the backhand of Rybakina. Dasha backhand goes wide. Match point Rybakina. To get the win. She's going to have to play better against better players, though. This is not going to cut it against the top players. She might get away with it today, though. Advantage Rybakina. Serve. Into the backhand of Dasha. Return. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Dasha. Inside out forehand off the tape. Rybakina gets it back, but hits it in the nets. Dasha survives. Deuce. Dasha should have won the point anyway. She would have won the point anyway. Had it not hit the tape, it would have been her point. Serve. Is a fault. Second serve. Into the backhand of Dasha. Return goes forward to Rybakina. Dasha. Forehand again to the forward of Rybakina. Dasha again with a forehand. No! Rybakina hit it out! Breakpoint Dasha again! To get back on serve! Advantage Dasha! She's been given some gifts. She'll take them. Advantage Dasha! Serve to the front of Dasha. Return goes. Oh, in the nets. It hit the tape. It looked like it was going over. God, that would have been so awkward for Rybakina had that made it over. God, Dasha went for... She did the drop shot return. She meant to hit that. It wasn't a defensive shot. It was a drop. It was a purposeful drop shot return. But it just didn't make the net. It just hit the tape and didn't go over. All right. As Rybakina puts it away, advantage Rybakina. Match point again. To take the win. As Rybakina serves. Another fault, second serve. Why are you saying lol scoreboard? Scoreboard is fine. Second serve. Into the backhand of Dasha. Return goes out. Rybakina wins. She gets it done in 3. Wasn't pretty by Rybakina. She's got to figure out the serve. Rybakina doesn't look impressed. She doesn't look happy with the way she played. Dasha put on a great show. She had a great first round too, Dasha. 2-3 setters. And she played really well, Dasha. I know Rybakina gave her a lot of free points, but Dasha really hung in there. And if it's like for the first, 4 games, it looked like it was going to be 4-love. And it turns out to be a 3-set banger. I mean, Dasha's got to be happy with that. The road back. Let's go. Let's go. The road back. We're coming back, chat. She's coming back. The road back for Dasha has started. Let's go. GG's. I'm glad that's over. Yeah, it wasn't the prettiest match by Rybakina at all. Very, very, very low quality from her, but that's all right. She got through. She won. She's going to have to play better when she plays the higher ranked players, but as a Dasha fan, I am not disappointed. We've watched Dasha play these top players before, and it has been rough. It's been rough. It's been rough. Alex Eala is playing in like 6 hours. 6 hours. Jovic just won the first set. Jovic takes the first. All right. Now, we have Gauff coming up in a second to take on Day, which should be interesting. We haven't seen Gauff since Wimbledon, so Jovic is a good player, but she is small. I don't think she is. I think she's like average height. How's Pegula now? Pegula won. She won. Fritz has just started as well. Andreeva Pliskova is about to start as well. Linette Jovic on the first. Navarro's just started. Yeah, it's all happening. We got Zverev coming up. We got Gauff coming up. But yeah, Pegula won in 3 against a player that she plays every week at this point, seemingly. All right. Well, I'm going to get some food, and then we'll come back and we'll watch Coco. So jump on over here and talk amongst yourselves. And we'll be back in about, I don't know, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. 5 minutes, I'm guessing. Goff's going to come on pretty quickly, so. But good win by, well, not good win, sorry. Good effort by Dasha. Bad performance by Rybakina. She's got to get better than that. That was a tough watch for Rybakina and her fans. She did not play well, but maybe it can only get better for her. But a good 3-set battle, and Rybakina gets a win in 3. Let's see what Gauff can do in her round, because she's going to be playing hard courts for the first time as well.